A Plymouth that cost about $5,000 new just sold for $3.5 million. Same car, 50 years later, worth 700 times what someone paid for it, with no computer, no screen, no software, and not one line of code. Meanwhile, the buyer of a brand new supercar drives it off the lot and watches a fifth of its value vanish in 3 years. One of these machines is a financial fortress. The other is a depreciating gadget that needs a server farm just to start. And the reason why isn't about horsepower. It's about who actually controls the car after you've paid for it. I want to be straight with you up front, because most people won't be. The collector market has actually cooled over the last 2 years. This isn't about a quick flip. It's about something deeper. Why a 50-year-old iron block is quietly becoming the safest thing in the garage, and why the shiny carbon fiber rocket beside it is built on a foundation that can be switched off. Watch how each piece connects. In November 2021, Section 24,220 of the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act was signed into federal law. This statute directs the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration to mandate advanced impaired driving prevention technology in all new passenger cars. While framed as a tool to prevent drunk driving, the technical reality is far broader than the public safety narrative. It legally normalizes the inclusion of systems designed to monitor, restrict, and remotely disable a vehicle's operation. This software-dependent architecture introduces immediate, tangible vulnerabilities to ownership. When electric vehicle startup Fisker collapsed into bankruptcy and deactivated its cloud servers, the digital tether snapped. A final botched update reportedly bricked roughly 10% of the active ocean fleet, leaving owners stranded. These drivers watched their high-tech vehicles instantly transform into what they described as expensive lawn ornaments, entirely unusable because a corporate server thousands of miles away ceased to exist. A 1970 Plymouth Hemi Cuda is completely immune to this vulnerability. It operates with 0 lines of code, 0 cellular modems, and 0 external dependencies. To stop a Hemi Cuda, you must physically turn the key or drain the fuel. There is no server to lose, no update to fail, and no remote authority that can turn it off. A vintage cast iron block can be stripped down to bare metal on a concrete floor, machined and reassembled using standard wrenches and a paper manual. If a component fails, a lathe, a casting mold, or a local machine shop can recreate it from scratch. A neighborhood garage or an owner with basic hand tools can perform every maintenance task, from a simple valve adjustment to a total engine rebuild. No proprietary diagnostic tool is required to read a cylinder misfire, and no digital handshake is needed to register a replacement fuel pump. When you turn the physical key, the engine does not ping a corporate server, verify a firmware version, or require a subscription login to release its horsepower. This direct mechanical connection represents a level of sovereignty that manufacturers have systematically engineered out of modern vehicles. Mechanically literate buyers view this unrestricted repairability as practical security rather than historical nostalgia. It functions as a direct hedge against software obsolescence and corporate insolvency. True ownership is defined by the absolute ability to maintain your property on your own terms, completely free from the permission of an external database. Modern automobiles are rolling sensor platforms designed to harvest personal information rather than simple transportation machines. In September 2023, the Mozilla Foundation conducted a privacy audit of 25 major car brands. Every single manufacturer flunked. The researchers labeled cars the absolute worst product category they had ever reviewed for privacy, noting that 84% of brands share or sell driver data. This isn't theoretical. In January 2025, the Federal Trade Commission filed a complaint against General Motors for secretly selling precise owner GPS coordinates and driving behavior, including throttle position and braking habits, harvested through OnStar. The data was sold to brokers to generate risk profiles for insurers. the resulting FTC order banned GM from sharing this telemetry with data brokers for 5 years. Now compare that to a 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle. It possesses no cellular modems, no GPS tracking, and no black box recording chips. It collects zero data. It has no way to tell a corporate office or an insurance algorithm where you drove, how fast you accelerated, or when you braked. In this environment, total mechanical silence becomes a financial and personal asset. How private is your daily driver right now? The answer lies in a hidden data pipeline, where vehicle telemetry is bought and sold without driver consent. Replacing a single axle of carbon ceramic brakes on a modern Ferrari costs between $7,000 and $10,000. A major service on a Lamborghini 512 routinely runs $15,000 to $20,000 for a single visit. Even an out-of-warranty battery replacement on a performance electric vehicle starts at $15,000. These numbers reveal a clear financial reality. Modern performance cars are designed as continuous monetization systems for the manufacturers who build them. For the cost of that single exotic dealer visit, a classic car owner can purchase a brand new V8 crate engine for $5,000 to $9,000 and install it over a weekend. The modern luxury machine is built around dealer lock-in, requiring proprietary diagnostics and specialized software to perform even basic tasks. A classic Charger or Chevelle bypasses this entire corporate network. Every component responds to a standard wrench and a paper manual. There are no encrypted modules, no server handshakes, and no subscription walls standing between the owner and the machine. This makes the classic car owner look financially grounded compared to the buyer of a modern supercar. One asset is a permanent physical possession you can maintain indefinitely on your own terms. The other is a fragile, software-bound liability that you must constantly fund just to keep it from becoming an expensive lawn ornament. The window that produced these machines slammed shut almost as fast as it opened. The golden era was a permanently closed window, centered roughly on 1970 and 1971. During this brief moment, regulation, fuel economics, and insurance pressures collided. In 1970, the Clean Air Act forced automakers to slash compression ratios, while soaring insurance premiums and the 1973 oil embargo made high-displacement V8s commercially unviable. What remains is a structurally finite supply. Only 11 1971 Hemi Cuda convertibles were ever built. Ford assembled just 1,358 Boss 429 Mustangs. No spreadsheet can capture the steering weight, raw sound, and physical presence of these survivors. Modern drive-by-wire cars simulate road feedback and pump artificial exhaust notes through speakers. A classic muscle car does not simulate. The machine simply is. Let's be honest, the collector market has cooled over the past 2 years. If you are looking to beat the S&P 500, classic muscle is not the play. But real wealth preservation is measured in decades, not quarters. Over the last 20 years, the premier classic car index returned more than 300%, with the muscle segment gaining roughly 1/3 since 2020. These cars function like physical gold or land because they exist entirely outside the digital grid. A modern supercar is rented by manufacturer permission, subject to software locks and constant tracking. A numbers-matching classic muscle car is owned in full. It cannot be bricked, it cannot be spied on, and it cannot be remotely switched off. Subscribe to the channel for more on the hidden economics of real ownership. As modern cars morph into rolling data brokers, true autonomy is becoming a luxury. The ultimate fortress isn't about horsepower, it's about who actually controls the machine. How private is your daily driver? Subscribe for more deep dives.